recording. All right. So this week, one of the programs you have to do, we're going to do it in class today. And you can tell your parents, hey, Mom, guess what I learned today? How to play craps. So say, great, that's what I'm sending you to school for. Craps is usually a gambling game. You know, have you ever seen an old movie or that where the guys are in the back playing dice, rolling dice? Maybe not. You've probably never seen that either. Or you go to the casino. Let's say that you're old enough to go to the Paradise. And one of the games that you'll find there is craps. It's one of the bigger games. Besides, I'm not talking the slot machines. That's just dumb luck. Okay. Craps is a skill like playing poker. Okay. I mean, you have some luck involved, but there's also a method to the madness of if you want to be successful. So this is how it works. You have a paradise, okay, or paradise. So you have dice, just two, not like World of Warcraft or some weird thing. So you have two 6-sided dice, and the person rolls the dice. First roll. If you roll a 7 or an 11, you win the money. Okay. So first roll, 7, 11, you win. And the game's over. Okay. You're ready to go on to the next game. If you roll a 2, a 3, or a 12 on your first roll, you lose. Game's over. Okay. So that takes care of 7, 11, 2, 3, and 12, right? Everybody with me? And the game's over. We start a new game at that point. If, however, you roll a 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, or a 10, that's called a point. Okay. And you keep rolling until one of two things happens now. You either roll that number again, okay? In other words, you make your point. Okay, so let's say the first roll, I roll a 6. And I get to keep, so then the second time I roll an 8, a 12, a 2, a 3. Doesn't matter. If I roll another, what did I say, 8? I forget. In other words, 6, I'm sorry. So if I roll another 6 now, I win. Okay. However, after the first roll, so now let's say I roll again, I'm starting a new game, and I roll an 8. And the second time I roll a 6, or I roll a 2, or a 12. And then I roll a 7. I lose. Okay. So if you, after the first roll, if you roll another 7, you lose. After the first roll, the 2, the 3, the 12, and the 11 don't mean anything. You have to, once you have a point, once you've rolled a 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and it becomes your point, the only way you win or lose, you either re-roll your point, which you win, or you roll a 7 and you lose. Okay. Now, here's the probabilities. Why is this like this? Well, what's the most common number that you roll in dice?
1 through 6?
No. What's the most common number? With 2 dice, what's the most common number you can roll?
7, because it's right in the
7,
middle.
exactly. It's the most, because I can roll a 1 and 6. I can roll a 6 and a 1. I can roll a 2 and a 5. I can roll a 5 and a 2. I can roll a 4 and a 3. I can roll a 5 and a 2. You see what I'm saying? So there's more combinations to get a 7. So it's at your advantage the first time you roll, okay, to roll a 7. And an 11, you can either roll a 5, 6 or a 6, 5, right? What's the most uncommon rolls you can get?
2 and 12.
Yep, 2 and 12. Okay. And the only time you lose with a 2 or a 12 is if it's your first roll. Because 2, 3, and 12 is called craps, and you lose. Okay? Again, I'll go one more time. 2, 3, or 12 on your first roll only, you lose. 7 on your first roll, you win. Anything else becomes your point on your first roll. And once you have a point, you keep rolling until what? One of two things has to happen.
You roll it
7.
again or you roll a 7.
Yep, you roll that number again or you roll a 7. And then the game is over. So that's called craps. That's my, this is a simplified version. If you were at a, like at the Paradise or a casino, they have different you can bet that, I'm going to roll the same thing exactly again. Okay. Or you're not going to roll anything. There's all kinds of bets. But the game craps itself is basically that. So it's not that hard. It's easy to play. Okay. So that's the program we're going to roll. I'm going to share my screen with you. And so we have 3 programs this week. Okay. The compound value, I'm going to explain that one. Okay. So this is what I want. I put in, let's say I have $100. Your program should say, how much are you going to deposit a month for the length of period of time? So let's say I'm going to deposit $100 a month. And I'm going to do that for 12 months. And I'm going to do it at 10% interest. At the end of a year, I should have about $1,237, something like that. Okay. Because $100 a month compounded, I'm going to get, 100, I'll at least have 1,200, the 100 I put in every month. Okay. So it's about $1,237. Here's the problem. Okay. Oh, $1,267.03. So there's my hint. If you're not getting that for 12 months at $100 a month, you have something wrong. Okay. First of all, how are you going to have the user put in 10%? Per annum. This is per annum,
1.10.
1.10.
You times it by 1.10.
No. Again, this is compounded monthly. Okay, you can have them put it in as 0.1 or 10. You're right. Now, if they put it in 10, what do you have to do? You're going to have to give them a good, you need to have a good prompt. Okay? Because if you make that a 10 and don't divide it, they're going to make about, I forget how much money. Because that's, what is that a month? It'd be 10 with 2 zeros, is it? That's $1,000 or 1,000% interest every month. If they put that in as a 10. Okay, and you don't divide by 100. You understand what I'm saying there? Anybody?
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
So you can have them say, put your interest in as a decimal rate, or you can say, put your interest in as a percent, but then you need to divide it and get it down to a reasonable, divide by the 100. That's about what you can do there. Then you have to divide by 12, right? In fact, the interest rate on this one would be 0.0083, I think. Okay, a month. 10% is, I think, 0.0083 something. Here, I'll tell you in a second here. So if I take 0.1, whoops, equals 0.1 divided by 12. 0.008333 is the interest rate per month at 10%. Okay, a year. So you have to be careful there. So I'm giving you a hint here in number 6 there. The second one is a little bit harder. So I gave you the steps that I would use. And what it is if you pick up a book and you turn it over, you have an ISBN number. You have a 10 and a 13 usually, but we're going to deal with the 13 one, okay? And what happens there is you need to work it so it gives you the checksum. In other words, they give you 12 digits. So you take the first 12 digits and your program should determine the 13th digit. So I would state that I would take your, when you think you have your program done, I would take your textbook from this class or any book and turn it over, type in the digits, and if it doesn't give you the 13th digit, you have something wrong. The most likely thing you have wrong in this program is that the digits they're calling the odd digits, you have them in as the even digits and the even ones as the odd. So then you can just turn that around and then your program should come out with the right number. But there's several steps. I've got them all here. So you don't even have to interpret what the book says. I mean, I would read the book, but that's basically what this program does. And it should work on any book that has a 13, an ISBN 13 on it. Any library book, any other book, textbook, or whatever, should work. Okay. And then the one we're going to look at today is the roll to the crap game. And I kind of spelled that out here like I just told you. Okay. Again, not a lot of rules in craps. 7-11 on the first roll, you win. 2, 3, and 12, you lose. And then 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 becomes your point. After that, you just keep rolling till you either roll the same number again and win, or roll a 7 and you lose. All right. So definitely, probably the hardest program is the ISBN one. So you'll want to spend more time on that one. I think this video link still works on how to play craps. Yeah.
Check with your table. Normally table minimums would be about 5 or 10 You know, we're just going to use a couple of chips here. The game starts with a player placing a bet on the pass line. And then the dice go around the table in clockwise fashion from player to player.
You don't have to worry about the gambling part.
For this, I'll be the shooter here. You pick 2 dice. You know, you'll be given 5. You could pick any 2 you'd like. You take 2. These come against the wall, and we got 2 stages of play here. First up, when this puck is in the off position, that means we're on the come out roll. That means, you know, you're rolling the dice up against the wall and you're looking for a 7 or 11. If a 7 comes up, you win even money, just like that. If an 11 comes up, same thing. If a 2, 3, or 12 comes up, then I take your money, and then you'd have to start again. So any other number that comes out typically, right? Well, you know, it's like an 11 came up there, so you know you would get paid. But any other point that would come up, in this case 5, that becomes your point. Now I take this puck and I put this in the on position. So now this is the second part of the game on the pass line. Now the object of the game is to get another 5 before you roll a 7 to win. And it doesn't matter. You can roll any other numbers in the meantime, and it doesn't matter. You know, so you can roll. You know, see, I've rolled a 9. And, you know, I just have money on the 5, so it doesn't matter. I just keep rolling, right? I keep rolling, roll another 9. And that keeps going on until I roll either another 5 or if I roll a 7. In this case, I rolled the 5, which is good news.
Okay, so basically that is the rules of our game, except we're not going to bet unless you want to put it in there. Be up to you. Any question on the homework assignments?
No.
Here, I included this last week and this week. If you haven't taken a look at this, you should, okay? You download it or right-click on it, save it somewhere, like on your desktop, maybe. Hit save, and then you go over and you unzip it, and then you should be able to open it up in NetBeans and review it. So there's a bunch of has next in there, okay, for the different types of data types, for the different data types, okay? So that's in there. Reread. Make sure you understand this chapter. All right, so then we'll move over to NetBeans. And we'll build this a step at a time. All right, so we have a new program here, new project, new program. And of course, it's our favorite ant. And I'm going to call mine the craps game. Again, if I look over here at my Solution Explorer, there's all my stuff. There's my file there inside my package. There, 3-1. March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. Is that the old saying? Saturday was beautiful, huh? Anybody?
Yeah, it was super nice.
Okay. All right, so there's our basically our rules in a nutshell. And I need to import a Java utility. And let's see if I can get by this thing today. Nope. Yeah. Random. All right. I got both those. All right. Always, right? I need to instantiate a all right, so we got scanner. My console is equal to a new scanner of the type system.in. There we go. So now I can come down here. It'll be my con.next. To upper, char hat 0. And then we'll have right here is our while, again, is equal to a character y. And we check to make sure it runs. Press Y, runs again. Type yak, it runs again. Type yellow, runs it again. Types N, stops. So there we go. Our process right now, we don't really even have one. 4 parts of the loop, right? Initialize, test, process, and increment. All right, so now we have that. And it should be working. You want to test it, make sure it works. So now I am going to have an int die1 will be equal to, and I need to instantiate a scanner now. So I'll just say, or random, I'm sorry, is, oh, what do we want to call them? We'll just call it dice. Or no, how about, what would it be? How about roll is equal to a new random. Okay. So then in here, we'll say roll, next int, and we want 6 numbers, but I don't want 0, so I'm going to say +1. So that should give me 1 through 6. And I'll need another one. And we'll check those. Let's see what happens. You got a 6 and a 6 there. 2 and a 1. 4 and a 3, et cetera, et cetera. And if I hit no here, program ends. So that seems to work. Okay, so you need to check yours. Make sure you're getting 2 numbers there. Don't make this one roll with a 12 here, because I'm going to show my dice so it's more realistic. Okay. Let's go ahead and put see how close I am today. Not bad. I need like 2 there. Oops, I didn't stop my program. There you go, right on the money, all lined up. All right. Let's go ahead also and put a /n in front of that P to put an extra line feed in there at the end. So it's down below our program. All right. So now let's go ahead here and get the dice. Let's see, we have our dice numbers, right? So okay, so that's that.
Heads up, you put 2 equal signs for the die.
No, I did. That's beautiful. Never seen that before, have you?
I was like, wait a minute, but then it's just 2.
Okay, so we do that and we'll say, oh, crap. See what that looks like even. Okay. It's all right. I'm going to change that though. I don't like that as much as I think right here. We're just going to do this too. /T and a T there for total. And then this will just be an equal sign too, like the other two. And I think that'll look more conforming. Yeah, I like that better. Right? Sure, Doug, whatever you say.
Looks great.
Okay. And then should we do this too? What if we did this? So what will that look like? Put a /T there. /T there. Just trying to center it over the T there. And let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. Middle over it. Okay. Oops. That looks pretty good. So we got our first roll. Okay. So now, if roll total is equal to 7, or roll total is equal to, I'm missing an equal sign on the 7. Then we want what's going on here. Blah, blah, blah. Why is that illegal? If
You don't have anything after the second roll total equals.
oh, why not? System.out.print line. Okay. So then that would work. Then we need else if roll total is equal to 2, or it's equal to 3, or I'm going to do this one. Your high roller, winner. Here, I'll do this one. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah. Okay. So that takes care of those. Roll, you should be here. Jeez. Roll there. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see if those work. Either one of them. It won't do anything for the other ones. Okay, I'm rolled a 2. So you lose. Better save enough for bus fare. 7, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, that isn't going to do anything yet because we haven't done points yet. Where's that enough that I put in? Right there. Okay, so then I have an else. That's everything else, right? I don't need to put in the comparisons. And then okay, so then we need to save that. So let's do this is equal. So point is equal to roll total. In point. Okay. No, dot print. I want to start with a while, or do I want to start with? Okay, so let's make this. Should I roll it in the loop or outside the loop? Let's do this. Let's put a do here. See if this will work. I'm going to have to declare those outside the loop. So there we got our second rolls. Let's see what happens here. Because what we got left now is to get it to, so this is, oh, I can't. I got to finish my loop. So this is going to be while roll total is not equal to point, roll total 2 is not equal to point and roll total is not equal to 7. I think that's right.
Shouldn't you use roll total 2 for the 7?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and then I need to stop this. It's running in the background here. Try it. See if I'm even close, right? Whoops. I'm not even going to look at that. Hang on. Missing a roll. Your point is /n. And then here will be a /n. I think that's right. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. So that stayed. Okay, roller, you point is 8. Point is 8. You rolled a 6 and a 6 for a 12. And then I rolled a 6 and a 2 for an 8. So I would have won that one. Right? You see the 2 8s? So then here, this one I would have lost, right? My point was 9, and I rolled a 4 the first time. And I keep rolling. The second time I rolled a 7, I lose. Because I didn't roll another 9 before I rolled a 7. Point is 10. I rolled a 7. I lose again. That one there. I rolled a 7 again before I rolled another 6. So I lose again. Not the day to go to the boat. Rolled 3 right off the bat. I crap out. Hey, what do you know? I won that one. Okay. So it looks like it's running good. So now we just have to tell them they're winners or whatever, right? So out here, let's see. So we're going to exit out here of that loop. But in here now, so there's only 2 options, right? So if total is equal to roll order 2 is equal to point. Oops, I forgot to put in my. I know it's got to be a 7, but I'll put a D in there. And let's run that and see how it rolls or looks. Okay, so I won the first one right off the bat. And here you lose, you rolled a 7 before you rolled your point of an 8 again. Rolled a 7, so I win. Rolled an 8 again, so I win. Rolled a 6. And man, now I need to go to the boat. I lose. Oh man, I lost again. I lost again. And I lost again. So maybe not the boat today. Oops, and I forgot to do my, I always forget to do the, close my program. There we go. Down here, I'm going to finish out my program. And then I'll go down here. Add that little line there. Okay. Where do you need me, or where is your thing not working, or? I'll leave that part up. So we have loops inside of loops and stuff like that. See, I declared these out here so I could stop it using roll total here. I guess this, and then I guess these two could have actually, the die 3 and die 4, really could have been done in here because I don't reinitialize them. So let's try that.
I do have a question.
Hang on.
Okay.
Let me get my int here and my int here and see if it still runs. That way I can make my scope a little bit smaller. I lose there, so that worked. I won there. Okay, so I get that. Okay, rolled an 8. Rolled a 2 and a 5 for a 7, so I lost. So it looks like it's working fine inside of there instead of having the scope out here. Okay, next question. What was the question?
Is there any reason why we don't re-roll die 1 and die 2?
I just did it to keep, well, first of all, you can't. Well, let's see where they're at. Well, I guess you could. They're inside the main loop, so you could use them in there. I just did it to discriminate so that you know. I just thought it logically, it just made sense. I don't know.
All right, I didn't know if there was like
No.
a coding reason or
And
something.
again, you're right. I could go in here and all I do is do this. Watch this. So I go like that. And then I go over here to edit, replace. Okay, so it comes up down here. And I just say die 3 and replace it with die 1. And then I can come over here and say replace all. Okay, and then I need to get rid of the int here. And then I do the same thing for die 4. So I can go here to die, replace with what? Replace with die. Okay, so die 4 will be replaced with die 2. So I can change that if I wanted to, okay? And I hit replace all and then remove the int in front of die 2 here because it's already declared. And there you go, it works fine. Or I'll run it and I'll show you it works fine. I was trying to keep them separate, you know, where it would make some sense. Die 2, so I lose that one.
That's
and
an extremely useful feature I didn't know about.
Yeah, especially like if you have a bunch of code and you can just highlight it and just replace the whole match. You can go through them one at a time. Next, or whatever. Or replace, or just replace all if you're sure that's what you want to do. But it's kind of fun to watch it sometimes. What I like to see how many times it rolls, like when you have a point. Sometimes it'll see like that one's a pretty good one. Keeps going. I finally lost it though. I rolled a 7 before I rolled another 4. It's kind of interesting how many times. That one I lost right off the bat. Lost it right off the bat. Hey, I won one. So.
Isn't it technically possible for this program to go on forever, though?
Nope.
No?
How?
You just never roll a 1 or a point?
We never get a 1. It's
Or
impossible to get a 1.
I mean a 7 or a point?
Could it go on forever? I imagine it could. The odds of that are very slim though, right?
I mean, true, but it just crossed my mind now.
I mean, just the odds over time, you're going to, get something. I mean, if you run this, just keep doing it. I mean, see how long you can get one, or not that long before there's a decently long one. What is that, 10? It was 10 rolls in a row. That's the longest one I've had. Is the 10.
I guess it's extremely unlikely, huh?
Yeah. Well, you've seen how many I've ran here. What is that?
Well, it's
That was
impossible that you could roll literally forever and not get one of those two numbers. You
Here's
have
a-
to eventually.
Here's a pretty long one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rolls before I lost it. So see that? Now you can show your parents or your spouse or whatever and say, look what I did in school today. Mr. Peterson taught us how to gamble. Matt, what do you got for me?
Yeah, I just got a quick question about that same section, lines 58
Okay.
through 65. Just roll total 2. Just to be clear, so the while part of that loop, it's not going to read roll total 2 unless it's outside of the loop, or because that.
Right.
So
Yeah,
in
if
roll,
I take this
okay.
and put it in here, I'll show you what'll happen. We'll get an error
Mhm.
as soon as I move it.
Gotcha. I just because roll total 2 is
See it
completely
here?
dependent on it's dependent on things that happen inside the loop. So that's why I thought maybe it could
Yeah,
be
it does depend on that, but it's not. If I declare it inside the loop, my while statement down here can't see it because it's
Gotcha.
not. It's inside these brackets.
Gotcha.
My while's outside the brackets, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a kind of
That
a
makes-
weird thing with do loops. That's how they work.
I mean, it makes sense. I was just curious. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So anybody got one that doesn't run that we can take a look at, or don't need any help? Everybody's got this one. It's kind of fun. I mean, you actually get to play the game, I think. What can I say? You could add money even. You could add, one, even if you added one chip, you could kind of keep track of how much. If you start out with, you could, I could come up here and say, int coins equals, you could start, I don't know, 0, I guess. We'll pretend that we have an unlimited amount and that we can owe the casino money, right? So let's see here. So if the roll is 7 or 11, it'd be coins plus plus, right? If it's a loser here, I'd have coins minus minus. Same thing down here. Blah, 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 do this, if that's that. So this would be coins plus plus. And this one would be coins minus minus. And then we could come down here. And let's see if it works. And I'll run it a couple times. No. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I forgot to put coins on the end of this. All right. Whoa, look at that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rolls, and I won. No. You're going home with 1 coin after all that. So you could, you could have money, or pretend you have money, or you could start out with 10 coins and see how much you win or lose. Doesn't matter. All you have to do is change that number there. Okay, what do you guys think? Okay.
Definitely a new game that I have not heard before today.
Well, that's good. Don't tell your mother I taught you this.
How many places did you add coin plus plus and coins minus minus?
Well, now you ask me. Hang on.
Sorry.
That's all right. Where at now?
I was just wondering how many places you added it. I added coins plus plus in 2 places and coins minus minus in 2, but
That's correct. You have where you win up here with the 7 or 11.
Yeah.
Where you lose up here with the 2, 3, or 12. And then you have where you win here, where you get your point, and you lose here where you don't get your point.
Yeah. I don't think mine's quite computing it correctly, but I'll figure it out.
Okay. So again, you would initialize it up here outside the loop.
Yeah.
Then I add coin here for the win, subtract a coin here for the loss. Then down here, if I get my point, I get a coin. If I get roll a 7, I lose a coin. And then right here, I print out what I end up with as I'm walking out of the casino. I mean, I could put it in here and then you would see the printout as you go.
Yeah, I think I just put it in the wrong place. I put, you go home with blank coins in the last else statement instead of below it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have mine even outside the loop, so the only time you're going to see it. Okay. So you could actually, if you wanted to keep a running total, you can move this up into here. And change what it says. Let's see here. My dog's sitting here chewing on his paw. Stop it. You currently have a total of there. So now it would run every time I play. It should come up at the end. Okay, roll, you lose, you rolled it. You currently have a total of -1 coins. Okay, so I need to put a /n in there. Okay, so there needs to be a /n somewhere here. Blah, blah, blah.
That line also going
right
to appear with the total at the end.
This right here. I took the one at the end out.
Oh, okay.
I got a slash n up here and a slash n right here.
I feel like a casino would rather wait to tell them until the end how much money they've lost.
No, actually, see, if you're winning, they want you to stay, though. So if you're winning, they want you to stay. If you're losing, they're trying to
if a
keep
positive
you to
number.
stay, too. Yeah.
Yeah, if a positive number, tell them as they go. If not,
just let them keep spending money.
Yeah, wait until they walk out with their mortgage from the bank.
You're cruel, man. You're cruel.
Hey, you're the one that made the casino program. I'm just trying to implement it.
Oh man, I'm already 2 coins in the hole here. 3 coins in a hole. 4 coins in a hole. This is why casinos make money. 5 coins in the hole. 6 in the hole. Come on, give me one good one. 7 in the hole. Jeez, 8 in a row.
This is how people go into debt.
Yes, this is how people go into debt. 9 in the hole. Oh, look, I won one. I'm back down to 8. You don't think, I always get a kick out of the ads for casinos that, we had, $1 million worth of winners last year. I said, yeah, and you're still in business. So don't tell me it's like you gave all the money away. Or they used to advertise that they give back 90% in winnings. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but, you're still in business. So, all right, I think that's good. If yours works, I would zip it up, get it in your portfolio. And that leaves you 2. Like I said, the one's going to take you a little time, the ISBN one, but don't give up. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing, stop recording.